Ladies and Garmlingtons, I think you know what time it is. It is finally time for the 2025 Garmour Awards. We started this last year in 2024, and if you haven't seen it before, don't worry, I'll give you a quick little rundown. This award ceremony is all about spreading love and positivity in the Counter-Strike scene. Some of the awards and categories we have are the worst play of the year, the most overrated team, the most overrated player, the most underwhelming team, the worst IGL, the worst coach, the worst Awper, the Hall of Shame, and the worst player of 2024. This shit's a big deal, okay, fellas? So make sure you get your tuxedo on, get your Rolex on. Pants are optional. I'm sure not wearing them. 2024 Garmour Awards me next to current me. Like, what did anything change? I can't believe it's already been a year, fellas. What a year it's been, by the way. Anyways, sorry, HLTV Awards. It's time to start the most prestigious award ceremony in the entire Counter-Strike scene. Last year, for the worst clip of the year, I had 4 clips leading up into the worst clip. We aren't gonna do that this year because there is one clip that I kept seeing over and over and over this year, and I mean, it is just the most deserving of this spot. Nothing else even comes close, and that is, of course, the Logic's Mac 10 clip on Nuke.
What the fuck is this?
This clip is so phenomenal, man, okay? His teammates just get flattened. They don't stand a chance. It's what you get for standing in front of Buddy. But maybe the worst part, it's a 12-11 game. And if you didn't watch all the way until the end normally, because at first I didn't, he ends it off so perfectly by simply, 1G'ing in a molly. It does not get better than this clip this year. Congratulations, Logix. You have won the first award at the Garmour 2025 Awards. For the most overrated team of the year, this might be a little bit of recency bias, and I do hate to do it, but in my eyes, the polar bear in Arlington, Texas of the top 10 teams this year just has to be Aurora. They have been so disappointing all year. Since they picked up the Eternal Fire team, they lost in the quarters of PGL Bucharest to Complexity, came third at PGL Astana, lost in the quarters of IEM Dallas, missed the playoffs of the Blast Austin Major, 9th to 12th at IEM Cologne, lost in the quarters of Blast Bounty Fall, lost in the finals of Esports World Cup, lost in the quarters of Fissure Playground, came in 9th to 11th at ESL Pro League, 4th at Thunderpick. Zantares finally wins an S-tier LAN at PGL Masters Bucharest, and then maybe the most disappointing result of them all, 20th to 22nd place at the Star Ladder Budapest Major. When they first signed to Aurora, they were ranked the number 4 team in the entire world. I just feel like they've been so disappointing for being looked at as one of the best teams in the world. They didn't do anything besides at tier 1.5 PGL events. I'd say the only tier 1 event they actually looked good at was Esports World Cup, and the format for that was so incredibly weird. And then when they finally did make it to the finals, they got blown out 3-0. When they did maybe sneak into S-tier playoffs, they just get quartered immediately. Like they were so maybe I'm just extremely low on them because their major success was so poor. But I mean, man, it was a tough year for Aurora, let me tell you what. At the 2024 Garmour Awards, most overrated team was Complexity, and I feel bad because now they are no longer a part of Counter-Strike. And I mean, if that happens to Aurora now, I am so sorry. I did not want this to happen to you, okay? It's just congratulations, Aurora, you win. Barmlings, have you been looking for a quick and easy way to cash out your Counter-Strike skins? Maybe you've just recently gotten the I need a new knife now itch. Well, look no further than today's sponsor, skins.com. Skins.com has a huge marketplace of skins that you can easily navigate through using their super simple search filter system. You can capitalize on some of the best rates in the entire industry with payment methods such as crypto, card, Apple Pay, PayPal, and more. Or if you want to get out of the skin game, they also have an instant sell feature. But this is unlike any one in the market. Normally, the site will take a fairly large chunk just for the convenience of you instantly being able to cash out, but skins.com gives you incredibly fair prices along with 0% fees, allowing you to keep every single cent. You can then easily withdraw with crypto or bank transfer. And along with all of this, they're even working on adding a peer-to-peer trading system in the near future. Thank you to skins.com for sponsoring. Check them out with the link in the description. And back to the video. Next, for the most overrated player of 2025 award, I hate to do this because this is someone that I glaze on the regular, and that is Shui In 2025, he has boasted a 0.88 rating, which if you know what numbers are, probably you'll understand that isn't very good. But not only was his rating pretty poop this year, he was kicked from Mouse, and since joining Liquid, I thought he would come in and fix this team, and he quite simply has not even done anything close to that. You know, after getting glazed for bringing Gamer Legion to the finals of a major, getting glazed for bringing a Mouse team that was kind of floundering after Kerrigan back into relevancy, and well, I mean, after seeing how they've looked after he was replaced by Spinks and Brolin took up the calling, and how Liquid has looked since he's joined, his stock could not be any fucking lower. It's just been a rough year for him overall. I think he was potentially overrated by me, potentially overrated by many others, when I don't think we were wrong for rating him so highly because we were just working with what we had seen him do. And maybe we have to reconsider how we kind of look at Suhei as a whole. Sui? How we look at Sui as a whole. You're overrated because I can't pronounce your motherfucking name, man. Guys, everyone, we officially had the first back-to-back most underwhelming team winner, and that is, of course, Falcons. There were a couple teams that you could put in contention for this. We just talked about Liquid. I would even say FaZe is in consideration for this, but I just think it once again has to be Falcons when you consider all of the money they're pouring in. They pick up Monesi, they pick up Nico, they pick up Kiyosuke. You should be winning every single fucking tournament. And well, they haven't won a single one since they picked up Monesi. Can you believe it? And I mean, sure, like, Falcons have been a very good team this year. They keep placing second and third at most tournaments they go to, but like I said, they're not winning any. So I mean, for the amount of money you're dumping in and for how hateable you are, I'm just gonna make you the most underwhelming team because you should be winning everything. And honestly, thank God they aren't, okay? It is such a good thing that they're not winning because it goes to show that money alone is not enough to just take over an entire esports scene. So this might actually be like the most positive part of the entire video. Like, this is a great thing that they are the most underwhelming team. For the worst IGL of the year award, there was really one man that kind of stood out from the rest. He's a one-time major winner. He was benched in August. He is an angry Russian. It is, of course, Electronic, who was the IGL for VP for a majority of the year. My God, hopefully we never see him calling again. If you look at their results under him this year, my goodness, is it just atrocious to look at. 9th to 16th, 5th to 6th, 9th to 11th, 7th to 8th, 5th to 8th, 13 to 16th, 9 to 11, 9, 11, 13, 16. With Electronic IGLing, it didn't really feel like Virtus Pro. It felt more like Virtus Professionally Ass. I just think Electronic is such a cancer. He came into this team, was supposed to be just a good rifler. Jame gets booted, and I mean, look at what is happening to VP. Look at where Electronic is at this point, ranked 100th team in tier 8. Jame and Perryvision made top 16 of a major. That is just glorious. It's a beautiful sight. Yeah, during his time calling, VP just kind of looked worse and worse and more divided with every single tournament they played. Along with this, he screamed at his team multiple times. He's known to get very angry. Which is not a great trait to have as a leader. I don't know how that is going to get your teammates to buy into you and want to play with you. So overall, throughout 2025, Virtus Pro was a horrible team. It was a horrible situation. And I'd say one of the main reasons as to why is because of the horrid IGLing and just leadership ability from Electronic while he was on the team. So congratulations, Electronic. That last major you won isn't going to be your last generational award. Worst coach of 2025. Guys, I'm gonna be real here. I don't really got anyone for this. Last year it was Zonic. I don't feel like he's been horrible enough to warrant worst coach back-to-back years. We got a brutal Zonic clip where he's just is sitting there going, let me think. I don't know, man. Do we really give it to Zonic back-to-back years? I think I'll give him grace this year, but if we don't give it to him, who else is there? Fuck if I know. Who's the coach of Rare Atom? Z8 to Z. Congratulations, buddy. You have won the worst coach of the year award for the Garmour Awards. You stink. The worst Awper of 2025 is a tough one. I'm gonna be honest. Every single fiber in my being wants to give it to Brokey as a
FaZe disliker.
And I mean, Brokey has been atrocious this year. There's really no way around it. If we were doing biggest fall off award, that's a good ass award category, bruh. Biggest fall off award. Guys, there's gonna be a new category in the 2025 Garmour Awards. we're gonna give that bitch to Brokey. After being the 8th ranked player in the 2024 HLTV Top 20 list, Brokey has followed that up by being one of the honestly worst and most inconsistent Awpers in the entire tier 1 scene, being so bad that he got benched for a while. And I mean, it has not been a good year for Brokey over the entirety of the year. Versus top 20 teams, he has a 1 rating. If you watch him with your eyes, he's got a lot of brutal missed shots that pretty much any Awper in tier 1 should be able to hit. And I mean, like, definitely a part of why FaZe has been so underwhelming this year has to be attributed to just how underwhelming Brokey has been. I think if you look at the team as a whole, he has without a doubt been one of their biggest issues. Falling off this hard from being the 8th best player in the entire world according to HLTV, which I cannot believe HLTV ranked in that high, first of all. But second of all, like, Brokey has just been incredibly mad for like a year and a half at this point. And you know, honestly, he probably gets removed at the end of this year. I guess we don't really know. Now, going to what I was originally going to do, the worst Awper award for 2025, and this has to go to Kersey of Gamer Legion. It just can't go to anyone else. Gamer Legion has had a problem with finding Awping talent this entire year, but without a doubt, I would say the worst one they've had on their roster was absolutely Kersey. And I mean, when you look at the teams he's played on, he literally came from tier 12. I don't even know how he caught Ash's eye to even be able to join this team in the first place, but when he did eventually get here, he's looked out of his depth, even if Gamer Legion is kind of a rough team to opt for. During his time, he posted a 0.95 rating with a 0.94 against top 20 teams and a 0.89 against top 10 teams. So I mean, it was not great, and something that might be even more damning than this. If you look at Gamer Legion's events for this year, they were actually doing really well. Made playoffs of Melbourne, playoffs of PGL Bucharest, playoffs of IEM Dallas, nearly made playoffs of ESL Pro League Season 21. They nearly make playoffs of IEM Katowice 2025, and then they sign Kersey. They make playoffs of Fissure Playground 1 where they lose in quarters, and considering the teams that were there, that is tough. They lost in the first game to BetBoom in the playoffs. Then they are just atrocious at IEM Cologne, come in last place. Come in last place of Esports World Cup, missed playoffs of Blast Open London, and then also missed playoffs of Fissure Playground 2. They were like consistently making tier 1 event playoffs or getting incredibly close to simply not being close at all. They made playoffs of Fissure Playground 1, sure, but like there was no teams there. He joins the team and they just immediately get drastically worse, it seems like. Congratulations, Jeremy, on winning 8th award of the Garmour 2025 awards. And now for my second favorite part of the entire award ceremony, the Hall of Shame. We had many people who submitted bids for this year, and I can only pick 3 winners. The first of which is, of course, going to be Wildcard, who decided to destroy their entire Counter-Strike team for fun and because of ChatGPT mostly, who they apparently consulted when making roster moves that gave them wrong information. So then the team exploded, they benched half the team. I mean, oh my goodness, management malpractice 101. Just take a look at Wildcard. If you're a manager of a Counter-Strike team, do the opposite of what they did. Also, Wildcard, I bought your jersey, you fucking pussies, and you blow up your entire team afterwards. I have a grudge against you for the rest of my life now. Next up, you guys had to have seen this one coming. We gotta put Stewie 2K in the Hall of Shame for this year. He could have just gone out semi-quietly. Legendary career. Sure, there were some, you know, messy moments. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for Stewie. But then we got hit with the Slots 2K criminal. He then goes on Own a Pixel stream, and it is, I mean, it was a brutal watch overall. But hey, man, the original guy that made the complaint got his money. I know it's the bare minimum, but hey, it could have been worse. Have the Jacob victims gotten their money back? I haven't heard shit about that yet. Also, what a perfect segue into the third person in the Hall of Shame. Jacob, who has done very similar crimes to Stewie, except I haven't heard anything about it, and it was around $300,000, it sounds like. This shit was insane, because originally we hear it, and it's like, oh no, he scammed someone out of like $11,000. That's horrible. It felt like hour after hour, we just get shit piled on and piled on and piled on and piled on.
Eventually.
That is one big pile of shit.
And I mean, within a matter of days, it's up to $300,000 that he owes people. I couldn't believe my eyes. And like, he went to go on and make posts on Twitter. He also said, guys, go to my Snapchat and I'll explain it there. And if you guys don't know, Snapchat pays out their creators for posting stories. And I've heard some wild numbers for how much you get paid for this. Giant creators like David Dobrik have gone over there full time because they get paid so well. So I mean, at the end of the day, you live by the hustle, you die by the hustle. Maybe he's trying to get some money from Snapchat to pay his people people back. So yeah, whoever viewed his Snapchat stories, maybe you helped the cause. Not a great year for skin lenders and skin traders. You know, any of the above skin traders. I mean, we didn't even talk about the whole Valve update. Brutal year for anyone invested in skins in general. And lastly, what you guys have all been waiting for, the worst player of 2025. Who could it possibly be? There are just so many options, but the man I decided to choose for the job has a 0.83 rating against top 20 teams, a 0.75 rating against top 10 teams, and a 0.59 rating against top 5 teams. He had a KD ratio of 0.79, damage per round of 63, kills per round of 0.52, and an impact rating of 0.8. Along with all of this, a firepower rating of 7. Ladies and gentlemen, I chose for the worst player of 2025, Mr. Casper Cadian. Give it up, everyone. Casper Cadian, who was the IGL for Astralis for a part of this year, was in my mind without a doubt the worst player in all of Tier 1. He switched from having the AWP to being a full-time rifler. Individually wise, this was not great for him. Calling wise, the team did not perform great at all under him. Their greatest achievement, losing to Bait in the MRQs. Alex666, they will never forget his name, especially not Cadian. A phenomenal year, really, for Cadian. I just don't think I could have given it to anyone else, okay? In the series against Bait, where they lost in the MRQ, he posted a 0.84. That was his average rating over the entire year on Astralis. I know Astralis was desperate, but I mean, my God, man, looking back at what you did to him on Heroic, what Stown and Yabby did to him, and then bringing him back together, what did we expect was gonna happen, man? And I mean, when we look at the big events rating on HLTV, it's truly not even close. Cadian at big events this year had a 0.8 rating. The next closest person to him was Major with a 0.85. My God, the transition to Rifler just couldn't have been worse. So I mean, congratulations, Katie. And after it was Kai last year in the 2024 Garmour Awards, you have now taken the crown in 2025. Listen, I'm still wishing you the best of luck on OG. I don't think you're a horrible player. I think you truly could run it back on a team like OG, but let's just be honest here. 2025 was not your year. The Garmour Awards will return in 2026. But until then, these incredible achievements will forever be remembered in a text channel in the Garmour Discord. Thank you guys for watching.